Hello everyone, this is Isan, Chief Product Officer at OpenBB. In today's video, we will integrate Snowflake Cortex and its semantic layer to OpenBB. Let's go to Snowflake Public Data Products. I'm going to be using this particular data set that contains data from Bureau of Labor Statistics and CPI. And this is how the Cortex analyst looks like. So you will find them under AI and ML. It's fairly straightforward. It's all browser-based. I'm going to be using these three tables: geography index, time series, and attributes. I put in as much information as possible about what are some sensible filters, if there's any aliases on column names and things of that nature. And the key thing is to essentially provide a lot of verified queries. So I wrote a good number of queries. What are some of the sample questions I would like to ask? So let's just see it run one sample query here. So let's say, what is the month-over-month change in headline CPI, all mind items minus food and energy, seasonally adjusted in the last 24 months? So it's going to tell you what's their interpretation and then basically compute this result. And again, this is a query that I worked to verify ahead of time. So the idea behind the Cortex analyst is that once you give a lot of these examples, then you can actually ask some more improvised questions that it can come up with good answers based on all the examples that it has seen before. So the next step is that let's take this analyst and now see it in action directly in OpenBB. So you might want to know this option, download YAML. This is going to be important for the integration purposes. Now let's go to OpenBB Workspace and see the same Cortex analyst turned into a widget. Let's add this now as a widget. So I'm going to run a separate query. So let's say that I'm asking month-over-month CPI change in apparel category in the last 24 months. So you can play with the formats depending on how you set up this widget. So let's say that I want to see the SQL query. So let's just run it. I'm going to show you in the code how this actually is set up. But for the time being, I could just basically see the output of the same Cortex analyst directly in my widgets. And there you go, you actually get the output. So let's say that I don't care to see this query. I just want to create the table. And then from the table, I want to do a follow-on analysis. Let's just go through that workflow. So now I can press this, and this table itself, the output of the query, now has just become a new widget. So let's say that I want to continue the analysis, but I want to actually continue the analysis with a different Copilot. Let's just say that I want to ask the OpenBB Copilot, compute the rolling 12-month average from this specific column and make a time series plot. So there you go. Let's see what it cooks. All right, so there you go. So this is the 12-month rolling average of this other final series. So now I can also just add this as a new widget directly into my dashboard. Now, without going too much into code review, I just wanted to point out a few things for people who are building similar type of agents. So first, in the backend for the Cortex agent, where you basically get all your credentials and whatnot, notice that I'm also making an explicit reference to the semantic model file in here. And then when I make request to the Cortex agent right here with the send message to Cortex, the request body is going to contain a reference to this semantic model file. This is going to be the crucial part. The rest of it is not fundamentally different than how you bring any other agent to OpenBB.